Hi everyone, good evening, welcome. Today, in a moment, Alejo Lopez is going to join me in this live, who is a Jungian psychologist and passionate about astrology. So, let's wait for him to join.
Yes, hi.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Please, thank you. Such a pleasure.
It's a pleasure, likewise. So, if you want, let's start with introducing ourselves.
Sure. Should I
Uh,
start? You want to start?
Please go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. So I'm Alejo. I'm a Jungian psychologist, and I'm also an astrologer. I'm a tutor at the Faculty of Astrological Studies in England, where I got my diploma. And I also, something very interesting I did is the MA in Cultural Astronomy and Astrology. This is an MA in the University of Wales, in which we study the different ways in which humanity has connected with the sky through time. Yes,
Wow,
it's very interesting. Yeah, very, very nice.
sounds
So, what
very
about
cool.
you?
I'm Gülşah, originally Turkish, based in Paris. So we are doing this work as a husband and wife, as you know.
Yeah,
And I am a certified coach, and also I am on my last year of psychology studies. So hopefully I'm gonna finish. And I am very passionate about astrology, like you. And I use in my work astrology as one of the tools.
yes.
So yeah, like that, and I do also shadow work, like now we are gonna talk about. But before that, since you're here as a psychologist, I would like to ask you to clarify this shadow concept because I
Ah,
see that it is a bit misunderstood actually. You know, sometimes I'm getting messages on Instagram, hey, can you bring my husband back? Because people think that when it's shadow, it's like black magic or something like that.
wow.
Yeah.
No, it's not black
Yeah.
magic. So, let's say the way I see it is the shadow, just like in real life, right? When we cast the light, we create a shadow. The same thing happens with us, where we put the light on the things that we think that we are, that we identify with, create a shadow. So create an aspect that we don't see. So shadow, I think, yeah, I think sometimes, because I think Jung used the term shadow in different ways. I think that's also why it gets confusing.
Yeah.
So sometimes he uses it as the negative traits that we have and or that we have or that an archetype may express. So let's say something in the world can express, everything in the world can have a positive and a negative expression. And sometimes he will use shadow as a negative expression. But I talk of shadow, I use the other idea that he has, this idea of shadow as a part of ourselves that we don't know, and it's there with us. It's glued, just like the shadow. Unless you're Peter Pan, that your shadow can run away, the shadow is glued to us, so it comes with us. So these aspects of ourselves that we carry and we're not aware. And they're not always negative. I think sometimes they can be positive aspects also. Like, I would say, let's try not to think of positive, negative, but like socially considered positive aspects that we might have in the shadow we don't recognize we have, and people see. This is what I would say. How do you see it?
I see it as also as you, because I think this shadow part is like, let's say that the part that we neglected, the part that we are hiding inside, and it's waiting for us to discover actually.
Yes, yes, I like the.
So for me, yes, it might not be easy to face that side,
Yeah,
but we have to integrate it to become the best of ourselves, you know?
yes, and I would add that like it's not. I think also a misunderstanding I see a lot in Instagram, especially, is people saying, "I did my shadow work." Like it's
Yeah,
something you've done, you've done a course in a weekend and that's it. And I would say this idea of integrating this other part of ourselves is always, it's a lifetime process. Like it's always in the same way that awareness expands, shadow also expands. So I wouldn't say, I think also another misunderstanding is this idea that at some point we will be completely aware of our shadow and completely integrated. I would say it's a process that goes on and on and on and forever.
exactly, because even, you know, Jung, it took him to do kind of work. It took him whole his life actually. So
Yeah.
I also came across some people that when I was talking about that, hey, you need to maybe look at this part, this part. For one of the person, she just told me, no, no, I'm faced my shadow and it's all good. Okay, so today we just face our shadows and tomorrow, oh, everything is great, you know.
Yeah, there's no more shadow tomorrow. Yeah, 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 yeah. So I think this is another
Exactly.
thing, but I think this is typical of perhaps a kind of culture of kind of spiritual or psychological or well-being consumism. Like people
Yeah,
think they can, it's something that you buy a cake and you eat. So you like you do a course or a session on shadow and that's it.
yeah.
And I think it's important to because otherwise, when the shadow manifests itself again, you're going to be so disappointed. You're going to feel like, but I thought I had mastered my shadow. So I think it's
Exactly.
important to have this kind of humble approach that no, the shadow is always with us. There's always, yeah, it's part of who we are.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and like
Exactly.
I would say, by definition itself, is unknowable. Like you can never fully know the shadow because the definition of shadow is what you don't know about yourself, what you deny about yourself. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, how about how do you use astrology in your work? Because I'm very curious about it.
Okay. So, so what I do, so I do both things, right? So I do. And then I'm interested in hearing what you do as a coach, especially. So,
Mhm.
what I do is I do astrology sessions, and that's kind of more. Usually, it's one session. Sometimes they come back again after a few months or after a year, but most of the time it's just one session. And
Mhm.
so maybe there's not so much room to do this idea of facing the shadow. There is a little bit because, of course, when we explain the chart, we see, right, when I look at the chart, I would say, I see that there are different cores. A
Mhm.
core, I mean, or nucleus, or parts, or personalities, whatever we want to call them, right? And
Mhm.
I see that sometimes people are aware of their different parts of themselves, but a lot of times, some part of themselves they are not aware. So, to put an example, if a person has a lot of Aquarius, let's say, and a lot of Cancer, so that's a kind of contradiction. Aquarius is more about freedom and independence, and Cancer is more about emotionally dependent person, right?
Mhm.
So if the person is not aware that they have this contradiction, they will choose to be one. So if they choose to be Cancer, they will feel that everyone is leaving them, that nobody is staying enough, that everyone is too independent, they're not caring enough. And instead, if they choose to be more the Aquarius side, they will feel that everybody's so pathetic, so emotionally dependable. So in one session, my job would be to show them, like, no, actually, if you are on the Aquarius side and you're meeting one of this Cancer energy, it's because this is you, but you don't see it. So there is a little bit of that, but we don't. I think in one session you cannot really do. It's more like I present the information and that's it. Then in kind of in a therapy environment in which we meet every week, this yeah, it's there's enough room and time because it's a process, like we were saying, right? So there's enough room and time to. Because I would say, yeah, when we use the astrology, I would say, as an excuse almost in a therapeutic session to help the client engage with the shadow. Because in the end, like we were saying, the shadow is not just Aquarius versus Cancer in this example. It's much more than that. But we start with that maybe to allow this possibility of engaging with a material that has been denied, that has been neglected. I really like this idea you brought, that has been neglected. And then some other material may come up. So it's like this, yeah, the astrology is like the starting point. What
Yeah.
what do you do? How do you do it?
What I do, actually, what we do is I first check the chart, and I am working with the centers, with again in astrology that the part is neglected, let's say,
Uh,
that you cannot find actually too many resources. For example, like this book I have here is
yeah.
Folus book, and it's published in 95.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, and it's in German. So I have only one copy, like it was very hard to get it. You can imagine there are not too many even resources about centers, but centers they're allowing me to understand what is blocking the person.
Mm,
What are the things that is repetitive in their life? So for example, why do I get always the same job? Or
hmm
why do I meet always the same type of person? So these repetitive cycles. Or if somebody has like addiction, or like obsessed about some things, that is also allowing me to understand where is this issue coming from. Also, because with centers, I can see that also this part where did the person took it from, like
hmm
parents, or like we could say that, let's say, this collective shadow part that we get from society, family, etc. And of course I also use Lilith,
mm,
this Lilith energy, because I work with women actually, I'm helping them to claim their power back. And
yeah.
Lilith energy is also, again, it's this untamed, scared energy that people don't want to touch it, and it is this dark side, this dark energy that is waiting actually for us to discover it.
Mm.
So wherever is the Lilith in the house, you always get, it sends you little problems, let's say, some little troubles. Hey, I'm here, you need to check me, you need to be aware of the my energy, and which even before, when I first they introduced me Lilith, it was like, you don't take a shower on Tuesday and Friday evening because Lilith comes and bothers you in the shower. So psychologically can be okay, but I don't want to smell, let's say. And the second was, you don't go out after, you don't let your kids after 8 in the evening because Lilith will kidnap them. Okay, so Lilith
Okay.
has a right one. So,
Yeah.
so that's, it pushed me actually in that direction to discover this dark energy, let's say. And the people with this look, the people can discover, and you can introduce them. Hey, you need to work on this. Have you ever thought about this? You have kind of this, I don't know, they are not aware of it even. So first I do this analysis. And my work is a bit like follow-up. It takes it's not finishing in one session.
Mm.
uh, it takes like minimum 6 months, let's say.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, uh, because I guide as a coach, let's say, to also put objectives. It helps me, like, in that mentoring side. And with psychology, it I was able to understand actually deeper this human side, thanks to the psychology. So, and also we wrote a book about our after our like several years of research, that is like where the transformation starts about galactic center. So
Ah,
I
the
also
galactic.
use galactic
Yeah.
center, yeah. So yeah,
And
that is helping me basically.
from the centaurs, which ones do you use?
I use Pholus, Nessus, Chariklo, Chiron, and also I use this. Still, I am searching about it. This dwarf planet that is Sedna.
Ah, Sedna, yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
So yeah, and Lilith.
and Lilith, yes. And the galactic center, you said also.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Wow, no, for me it's too much. I couldn't cope. My slow brain couldn't cope. No, I am more into, I mean, I think it's so interesting, that somebody's doing this.
Yeah.
And I like also this idea of inviting the neglected parts of the cosmos into the chart. I like this very much, actually. What I do is like I was saying, I try to see the different cores of the chart, and then I would say, I would look a lot at the eighth house, the 12th house, to see what's happening there. I think Saturn a lot of times also express something about the
Yeah.
shadow. But I don't think, for me, I cannot come up with rules like you have to look at this to know the shadow. You have to look at, I mean, for each chart, I have to do a new hypothesis based on the inner dynamics of the chart on where do I think the person might have placed the light. And
Mhm.
so what do I think might be the shadow? So for instance, today I did a chart of a woman with a very strong Pluto
Mhm.
and a lot of air planets and fire planets. And then she had the sun in Pisces. And so my theory was like probably the sun in Pisces is the one that has been a little bit neglected because with so much Pluto, fire, and air, probably the person is kind of more,
Yeah.
I can do, I can do, I can do. And the softness of the sun in Pisces is harder
Mhm.
to read. So this is kind of, so for each chart, I come up with a new idea. Yes, I don't have like a set of rules.
Yeah,
And I
for
see
the
some,
map, this, the process that like I guide the people, it is different because each person has, different potentials or different personalities. So you cannot just do one way of word, work. You need to adjust your work, of course, per people's needs uh,
yeah.
regarding.
And I think it's so important to have a dialogue with a person to see how they have experienced the chart. Because for me, I don't really know what it's like to have this
Yeah.
chart. For me, it's just a hypothesis. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. First, you do your hypothesis, and then you meet, and then you understand, okay, this is coming from here, this is coming from here. But
Yeah.
astrology is really, really helpful. I mean, it's amazing. I really love it. You can discover things that really very actually in a faster way, maybe.
Yeah. It's very tough. I think it's very helpful to word things. Sorry, to word things out.
Yeah,
I think sometimes as a psychologist we can sense something, but when we have the astrology, it's like I can put words to it because I use whatever words belongs to each planet or each archetype, and yeah.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I see somebody's putting here my black moon Lilith at 29 degrees Scorpio.
Oh,
Must be quite a powerful Lilith, I would say.
with conjuncting Neptune, in which house?
But it says other Liliths in Sagittarius. What does it mean?
Yeah.
Ah, black moon Lilith, because there are different ways of calculating Lilith.
So, I mean, I use Black Moon Lilith actually,
Okay, okay, yeah.
which
And of the sectors, which one is your favorite? Like your favorite, the one that you're more,
mine is in Aquarius, for example. So I am I have this being independent side, So like you were saying earlier.
I didn't know. Yes. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where's my Lilith, I'm thinking. I've checked once,
Yeah.
but I don't remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know by heart, to be honest, also my chart. Because also when you look at your chart, I don't know you, but I cannot do any analysis. I'm very bad at looking at my chart because
Yeah, I
probably
think,
we cannot be maybe, objective, let's say,
yeah,
that,
yeah. To me, I think it depends on the moment. It's about the shadow again, right? So when we're looking at our chart, we are looking, but also the shadow is looking. So we can only see certain things.
yeah.
For me, I think it depends on the moment. Some moments I was more able to kind of be detached and have ideas, and some moments, sometimes I go for consultations with other astrologers to see
Mhm.
what they say. Yeah. And everybody's commenting on the Lilith. Look. So Masha says, as a Pisces sun with a grand air trine on fire placements, I feel that you said about the client. Sorry.
Client and
I,
Pisces softness.
and Pisces softness. Okay, what I was saying about accepting the softness of Pisces. Yeah.
Yeah. I have North Node conjunct Lilith in the seventh house. And yes, relationships have been our challenge for me. Yeah. So Lilith will remind you from in seventh house with the subjects, and especially if you have North Node conjuncting Lilith, is it North Node is where we have to achieve where we are going. So Lilith might block you sometimes there actually when
Oh.
it's conjuncting. Yeah. So
Mm.
that you can send me a message later if you want. We can check your Lilith.
Now
With
I'm
much
curious.
pleasure.
Yes, yes. And merci pour ce beau programme. Ah, nice.
Merci.
Yes. Hey, I was talking to Melanie Reinhardt yesterday
Yeah,
about the centaurs.
really.
Yeah, and she was telling me about how, because you know her book, I guess you've read her book, Chiron, the Healing Journey.
I have that book, and yeah, I also have a French book. This Catherine, she's also
Ah,
quite well known.
yeah, the
Yeah,
French
she's
one
just
I don't
doing
know. Sorry,
Chiron.
sorry,
She's
sorry.
just doing Chiron also. Like Chiron, she has like all 500 pages book of just Chiron. It's
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. I don't know the French authors, because I studied everything in English. Um, but Melanie was telling me about when she had to publish the book
Mhm,
and how much she felt compelled to do it, and she knew it was going to be controversial.
mhm,
So I would like to ask you, because she told me, like, I asked her, why would it be controversial? And she said, well, because everybody was thinking I'm crazy using these centers. So I would like to ask you, what's your experience using the centers when you meet other astrologers, or even when you do client work and maybe they haven't heard of the centers? Like, how do people react?
Actually, uh, the classes I attended and everything, nobody knew.
Mm,
Especially in Turkey, I am checking the Turkish astrologers, and also you don't have any sources about them in Turkish, for example.
yeah,
It is people don't know about it, and you don't have even many resources.
mm,
That's why also maybe for me it makes a bit more interesting to dig that part.
yeah,
Because my Pluto is on my first house in Scorpio, so I like this, also this secrets, the
yeah,
dark part that check.
yeah, kind of
But
researcher.
I agree with her. I mean, actually, thanks to me, in even some classes now, they started to talk about Nessus, for example,
Wow.
or Pholus, and that's why, yes, it is. It's not known, unfortunately, not that much. And even if it's, even it's giving too many information.
Mm,
So when I was talking about first time Shariklo, they were like, "What Shariklo? What is Shariklo? Chiron's wife."
mm,
We keep talking about, for example, Chiron, but why we do not talk about Shariklo?
mm. Yes.
that's why I was okay. Let's take what is Shariklo. Shariklo is, for example, that this space that you need to create for yourself, actually, to
Mm.
heal yourself.
Mm.
For example, when I check my Shariklo, it is about like music in my chart,
Mm.
which I love music, and I even play theremin, this instrument. I don't know if you ever heard.
How is it
So,
called?
theremin.
Mm. I
This
don't know.
it does. You know, you don't touch the instrument. It has this antenna,
Ah, yes.
so it is with frequencies. So you just move your hands, and it,
Ah,
yeah. So I was checking that first. Oh, okay, yeah, it is working because look, I am healing myself with music actually.
yeah, very interesting.
So
Yeah.
also that's giving idea, for example, that I'm asking, hey, maybe you should try to paint, which person never even did it. But okay, let's try because that might help you. You know, that is also a bit giving me ideas in a sense, like, oh, that some potential that could appear, there.
Yeah. Wow. And the book that you wrote, is it in Turkish or is it in French or
It
is
is
it
in English.
in
It is in
English?
English. We wrote with Gonzalo actually, so I can send you one of the copy if you want.
Ah, of course. But what is it about? Is it about the?
It is about this character center that
Ah, yeah, you said
we
yes.
are calling it Hadith actually, and how it's affecting in our lives, the transformation, or where do we achieve actually, where are we going, what this direction. And
Mm-hmm.
again, if you don't look at there, what kind of issues you can have in your life.
Ah,
So
you don't pay attention to
again,
the
with
center.
with the shadow concept, exactly, and how you can check in the chart that with the centaurs, with Lilith, with the south node, north node, etc. So I will send you one of the copy.
Thank you. Yes. The and the galactic center is moving all the time. It's not always in the same degree, if I
Yeah,
remember,
it's
right? Because
moving.
it
Yeah,
depends
it is
on.
moving. It's moving
Yeah,
quite fast. Yeah.
yeah. I remember. Uh, Balkan, you are an amazing commentator. Because of you, I think he's talking about you. I've stopped struggling with my past and started focusing on the areas I need to improve. Thank you so much.
Because I work with him actually at some point. Yeah, I remember. I work
Yeah.
with him. That's why. Hi, by the way.
So nice. Yes.
It's good to see that, people are writing and calling you after someone. Hey, Gülşah, I succeed in my life about this, this, this. Thank you so much. That's the best thing I think we are doing, no?
Yeah, it's so
Also,
nice when you see that it's
yeah.
yeah. I think like well, because you do this thing that you do for 6 months with objectives.
Yeah, minimum. I mean, it depends on, again, people's need. Because as we said, this shadow work is not just up one day, today I faced it, up tomorrow we are all great. Even 6 months, then person they continue by themselves, no? You guide them. So
Yeah.
because you need a guide when you do this.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You cannot do this by yourself.
Yeah,
So
I think you need a guide and you need a witness. Like you need somebody to be looking at you and telling you and kind of recognizing this
yeah,
aspect of you that's coming up. Saying,
exactly.
yeah, I see you. I see you completely, not just the light. I see you completely. So I think
Yeah.
it's so important, yes. But I was going to say, like, because you do this 6 month, like this kind of period, this kind of
Hmm.
long term or medium term work. And for me, with the psychology also, I do this. We see so much the changes. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
of
easy
course.
to see the changes.
Yeah, I can give you an example. For example, I had a client that she was all the time meeting married guys.
Mm.
For example, in that sense, I would check Nessus, why she keeps having this repetitive cycle in her life.
Well,
And then with some work, of course, you're then understanding she had some codes from coming from the childhood, coming from family. So now she is together with somebody that is not married.
very good. Thank God. Huge change.
Yeah, and you know, she's studying university and everything. So yeah, it is working.
Yeah. Of course it is. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
Oh, very nice. Okay.
yeah. So well, I I don't know if you would like to add something.
No, I think it was great to meet you
Likewise.
and to learn more about this. I always think that I should study more about the centaurs,
Yeah.
but I don't have time. I want to study so many things, and I never have time. So it's really nice to have this kind of fresh information coming in and perhaps encouraging me to do more work. Yes, to study more. Yes, yeah.
One thing I would like to add also that you know, I'm a bit more Jungian, let's say, and Gonzalo is Lacanian. Lacanian is
Ah,
this French psychologist.
yeah. Wow. Yeah. So you're in the right place for him. I mean.
So now he's working on this objet petit a and Neptunian aspects.
Ah, well,
That
very interesting. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know about it. Maybe one day you can do a line with him about it.
We should, yes. I don't know. I mean, in Argentina, I think most psychologists in Argentina are Lacanian. I think the University of Buenos Aires is very pro Lacan. I mean, if you study in the University of in the public university, if you went to a private university, maybe I'm not sure. But I studied psychology in Spain.
Yeah.
So, like, my first degree in psychology is actually very cognitive psychology, and then I did the postgraduate on Jungian. Yeah. So it's interesting how, yeah, I think it's interesting to allow all of these different perspectives because in the end, these are all models, right, to understand humanity.
Yeah, I know because this shadow work also we do for ourselves, and you know, we talk about this kind of aspects that is always opening you in a new window, let's say.
Yeah.
So it's very good actually to have somebody like that just next to you,
Yeah.
so we can discuss, we can exchange, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's nice to have different models because, like, models also have shadows. So there's also a shadow to the
Yeah,
Jungian approach to psychology. There's also a shadow to the Lacanian approach. There's also probably a shadow to the astrological approach to psychology.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
the more varied, the more different tools we have, I guess, yeah, it's, yeah, we open more the possibility of hunting the shadow, yeah, reaching it, yeah. Yeah,
And
and even
nothing.
this room, because the idea actually, I say hunting, but I would say the idea is not to hunt the shadow. The idea is to listen the shadow, to kind of create a
Yeah,
dialogue, right?
I
Yes.
agree, exactly. And
Yeah.
last thing I would like to say, thank you actually for your webinar on last Saturday about
Ah,
this
no, thank
lecture.
you.
It really inspired me. It was really good. The new things that I didn't know about it, for example.
Ah,
Now,
thank you.
thanks to you, I learned something.
Thank you, very nice. I'm gonna do another one about Uranus. So I did one on Pluto,
Yeah, I missed
and
that.
yeah, and now I'm gonna do the one about Uranus. I don't remember. I think in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
also
gonna join
it's
that
very,
also.
sorry.
I'm going to join that also.
Ah, nice. It's gonna be great to see you there. Yes. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
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 Well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish
Thank
you a
you.
lovely evening.
Have a lovely evening. Thank you so much. It was a
Muchas
pleasure.
gracias.
And yeah, let's keep in touch. And thank you
Yeah,
everyone who joined or who's gonna watch this
yeah.
later.
Thank you, everyone. Exactly. Thank you. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Say
Muchas
bye.
gracias. Bye bye.
Gracias. Merci. Teşekkürler.
Rica ederim.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.